Sponsored in part by the Saskatchewan pork producers. Pick pork, any meal, anytime. Naturally lean, packed with protein and versatile. For recipes, information, and more, visit saskpork.com or visit us on Facebook. #PickPork. You know, Harrison and I really enjoy cooking in the kitchen, and we want you to join us. So let's have some fun. Welcome to Cooked with Shaq. Wow. You look like you are just ready to go today. Woo.
I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Harrison James, everybody. Harrison James. Let's give it up for Harrison James.
Oh, no, please. Please. Just give me some food.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to get to that coming up. We've got lots of great food that we're going to make today. Welcome. It is Cooked with Shaq. I am Shaq. He, of course, is Harrison. And today we are going to be making something called gnocchi. It's no jokey. We're making gnocchi. Do you have any idea what gnocchi is?
No. No idea.
I'll tell you in just 2 seconds. But first off, throughout the entire episode, you are going to be hearing clips of songs from Apollo Cruz. Great band. Check them out when they're in concert, and get on the website and check out all the great music they have on this album. All right, we're making gnocchi. Now, what gnocchi is kind of a cross between a potato dumpling and pasta, because you kind of make it the same way. Now, I have to confess something. This is the first time I've ever made gnocchi. I've never made it before, so we're all going to be learning together today.
Wow, this is going to get really interesting.
All right, so now what regular pasta, what you would use is flour, and you would use an egg, and you would just more or less mix those two together and roll it out into a sheet and put it through a spaghetti maker or a pasta maker, right? And that's how you make pasta. Well, similar to gnocchi, but what we are going to add to it is potatoes. So what you will have is a couple of potatoes that are already boiled or already baked. If you have some leftover potatoes that you haven't eaten, it's in the fridge, and you want to use them up, well, this is a good way to do it. So we're going to start off with 2 potatoes, large potatoes. Make sure they're boiled or baked, okay? So they're cooked and ready to go. We've also got an egg we're going to throw in there, and we're going to throw in some flour. That's it. Potato, flour, egg. And then we're gonna make a dough, and we're gonna make gnocchi, okay? Okie dokie?
Okie dokie.
We're making gnocchi. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so we're gonna start off with our potatoes. Now we have to mash these potatoes up to get them nice and somewhat creamy. We don't want to put any kind of milk or butter or anything, just the straight potatoes. Oh, let's season them up a little bit first. So we're gonna put a little bit of salt, just to give them a little seasoning. And a little bit of pepper. And what you do once the potatoes are all mixed together with the egg and the flour, then you boil them just kind of like dumplings, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But what you do is just mash them up. Give me some mash it up tunes. Right. Mashing up potatoes. Mashing the potatoes. Keep going, keep going. Get those babies all nice and mashed up. Okay. And we are mashed up. So if you're wondering what kind of potatoes to use for this, for mashing, you can actually get just a white potato is good. You can get the Baker's if you've had like a barbecue the night before and you had the Baker's potatoes, you can use those as well too. So any kind of potato, as long as they're good for mashing up. And just like that, this is exactly what we're looking for, I think. Remember, this is the first time we made these, so we're hoping that this is what we're looking for. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is drop an egg in there. So, flat surface.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. See, flat surface. And pop it open like that. Nothing to it. Okay, so now 1 egg, 2 potatoes, large potatoes, or 4 medium-sized potatoes, okay? So you want a couple of cups of potatoes. Then you want 1 cup of flour. Now this is in a 2-cup cup.
Huh?
It's a 2-cup cup. So what I'm gonna do is just take a cup of flour out of here, put it into the potato mixture, all right? We're gonna reserve the 2nd cup of flour so that we can use it to handle the dough. You know what I mean? So it doesn't get all sticky and get all over the place.
It's just a little weird to me because you're really measuring right now.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
You've only done this, okay, I guess you've done this a few times now over the years, but this is still just new to me.
And flour and you don't really get along very well.
Oh,
remember our very first episode when
you know, I actually was starting to forget about that, but thanks for bringing it back.
Okay, all right, so now we've got the egg in there, we've got the potato in there, and we've got the flour. So now what we want to do is just incorporate it all together. Now, get that egg squashed in there. And we're gonna turn this into just a nice dough. Just incorporate, work it all together, work it all together.
Now is it better just to do it by hand? And
yeah, you can do it by hand first, but I like to get it started at least with the spatula. Just kind of get everything all mixed in there.
Yeah.
It's actually smelling really good right now. I think we've got something going on here.
A couple little things in there, and the house is smelling great.
Look at that. Maybe it's because of the bacon that I cooked earlier.
Oh.
Because that's another thing too, how to serve the gnocchi. We're gonna do a couple of different ways to do that. Okay, so now, it looks like this is pretty good as a dough. So what we want to do is take the 2nd cup of flour, drop it onto the cutting board or whatever part of the counter you want. And we're going to take this thing, and hopefully it all works. We're going to drop it out of here. We're going to move it around. Now don't add too much flour to it because you don't want it to get all really, what's the word, like hard and kind of doughy and too doughy. So we want to just work it into the flour a little bit.
Work it, work it.
Work it, work it. And we're gonna keep on working and working it because okie dokie, we're making gnocchi today on Cooked with Shaq. Come on back and we'll have this all set to go and I'll show you what to do next.
Sponsored in part by the Saskatchewan pork producers. Pick pork any meal, anytime. Naturally lean, packed with protein and versatile. For recipes, information, and more, visit saskpork.com or visit us on Facebook. #PickPork.
Welcome back. It's Cooked with Shaq. We're making gnocchi today, and a couple of ways we're going to serve up the gnocchi after we're done is we're going to make an Alfredo sauce. Alfredo.
I love Alfredo.
A creamy, cheesy Alfredo sauce. And the other way is we're just going to throw the gnocchi in a pan with a bunch of bacon grease and a bunch of bacon, and we're just going to fry it up like that. It is going to be so good. So anyhow, we've made the gnocchi. Well, we've made the dough anyway. It's made of potatoes, we've got an egg in there, and we've got some flour. So now what we want to do is we want to cut. That might be a little bit big. Let's see here. No, that should be good. That should be good. So we want to cut a chunk off. Now what you want to do is roll it so it is like a big snake, okay? You just want to roll it out. Now this is going to be, here, you know what? I think I'm going to cut it in half because I'm going to run out of cutting board here. So keep rolling it, rolling it, rolling it until it is about somewhere about 3/4 of an inch thick, maybe a 1/2 inch thick, something like that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take your knife, put a little bit of flour on it so that it doesn't stick, and you want to cut these into like half kind of 1/2 inch or 1 inch pieces, like this. Just like that, just like little pillows of goodness. Pillows of goodness. Now, before we get to the rest of it, I'm just gonna cut these up, and then you have to put a little design in them, just to make it look better. Okay, hang on a second. And our little design, now it can be a couple of things. It can be a fork, and you just go like this, then you have a nice little fork design, or just stick your finger in it. Go like that. I think that's what we'll do because it's easier. Okay, so we're gonna put your finger in there. You got your own little gnocchi design. Now, this is another thing. Don't pile them all up to get put into the water. You want to put them individually because they will all stick together. So you want to just put them on a tray like this. Look at those little pillows. I think it's working, man. I think it's working.
This is really interesting to see.
Okay. Keep going, keep going. You need a little bit more flour because they're sticking a bit to the cutting board.
It's crazy how fast they can just
all that
start to
moisture.
stick. Yeah,
And all that moisture kind of just gets right in there. So put a little bit more flour on these. Okay, so I got my work cut out here. Okay, we're gonna be cutting gnocchi here for a little bit. So we're gonna see how fast I can cut this gnocchi. All right, you all set?
All right, man.
Let's do this. Let's cut this gnocchi up. And that is it. We still have a little bit left over here, but we'll save that for later.
That was fast.
Yeah, nothing. The fastest knife in the West, man.
Man.
Done.
Unreal.
All right, so now we have our gnocchi. Now, I'm not sure if this is exactly what they're supposed to look like, but this is my version of the gnocchi. Some of them are a little bit bigger than the others, but some of them are a little smaller, but we all have the finger imprint, which is going to be my imprint for the gnocchi. Now, what you got to do now is boil it. So what we're going to do is take some hot water, which is already boiling on the stove. Going to season it up really nice, put a little extra salt in there, and put the gnocchi in. Now the gnocchi will be done. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes for it to be done, and what it'll happen, it'll start to float. As soon as it floats, you know that they're ready, okay? All right, so let's just put these in. All right, so the last ones are going in right now. Some of them are already floating, but they're not quite done yet. So make sure that they're in there for at least 3 to 5 minutes. And then try one out. And if it's nice and firm and it tastes cooked, then I'm pretty sure it's cooked. So we're gonna come back, we're gonna let these boil, and then we're gonna show you how we're gonna serve these 2 different ways. It's no jokey, we're making gnocchi on Cooked with Shaq. Happy music, but not a happy time right here on Cooked with Shaq. No, disaster has struck.
What do you
remember I told you this is the first time I've ever made gnocchi?
Yeah.
Well, I thought I had it down, but unfortunately I've made gnocchi soup.
What?
Somehow the gnocchi has completely fallen apart in the water. So I think what had happened is I did not put enough flour in the mixture. So let this be a lesson to anybody who's making gnocchi for the first time. Put lots more flour than what I just did. So anyhow, I redid some of the recipe again, added more flour, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, now there's the gnocchi right there. See, now that's the little dumpling. That's what it's supposed to look like. So these are done. That is going down the toilet, I think. So I'm gonna put these in here real quick. All right. Gnocchi's going into the bowl, and we're gonna start kind of all over again. Although what I did was, with the original mixture that I had, I added more flour. So I'm sorry, I'm so embarrassed. This is the first time I've ever made gnocchi, and I even made the jokey about gnocchi. Okie dokie? No.
So the 2-cup cup is actually what? A 4-cup cup?
No, the 2-cup cup. See, what happened was I only used the 1 cup in the 2-cup cup.
A little weird to me because
where there's supposed to be 2 cups in the 2-cup cup of flour, and you're supposed to use, instead of 1 cup from the 2-cup cup, you're supposed to use the 2-cup in the 2-cup cup. So make sure you use 2 cups of flour in this recipe, like the actual recipe said. Okay? Okay? It's 2 cups cup. Okay. All right. Anyway, we got that. So now we got the 2 cups of flour in there. So now we got the dumplings working out really fine here, the gnocchi. So now what we're going to do is we're going to continue to cut. So I'm going to show you how fast we can do it again. Okay?
You better be like super fast this time.
All right. So there we go. We stick our fingers in there and onto the tray. And let's ready. And 3, 2, 1. Let's see how fast I can get this done. And 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, or whatever you want to do. This is no jokey. We're making gnocchi.
She's somebody's daughter, but I'm somebody's son. Crazy things have happened at night. So take me up to my bed. An aching head makes me feel like I woke up dead.
Okay, so I'm all excited about having all this gnocchi for everybody to share tonight, but well, that's pretty much it. So camera guys, Harrison, you might want to go to a fast food place after this is all said and done. Because that's all we got for gnocchi, but you know what? Hey, things happen, right?
Pizza night, boys.
All right, so we're gonna put our gnocchi back into the hot water, and hopefully things happen a little bit better than last time. Remember, these have way more flour in them, so they're a little bit more sturdy. They're not going to dissolve like the last batch. We should be good. Good old gnocchi. And let those go for 3 to 5 minutes.
No more than that.
Because we don't want it looking like this again, okay? Look at that. Oh, anybody for potato porridge. Okay, that's done. You know what? I'm gonna move this right out of here because it looks disgusting. Now, while that's cooking, we are going to make the coating for it, which is going to be the Alfredo sauce. Okay, so we're gonna fire that up. You know what? We're gonna come back and we're gonna get all this stuff ready to go. We're gonna clean up a little bit. We're gonna start the Alfredo sauce. Fresh start. The gnocchi, no jokey, okie dokie shoki. Happening on Cooked with Shaq.
Sponsored in part by the Saskatchewan pork producers. Pick pork any meal, anytime. Naturally lean, packed with protein and versatile. For recipes, information, and more, visit saskpork.com or visit us on Facebook. #PickPork.
I'm back. It's Cooked with Shaq, and I was about to make the Alfredo sauce for the gnocchi, which I still am, but it's kind of interesting because I have all these ingredients to make a great big huge batch of Alfredo sauce for a great big huge batch of gnocchi. But because of our little incidents in the last segment, and it didn't turn out that well, the big huge batch of gnocchi is turned into a little smattering of gnocchi. So we'll actually cut down the size of this next recipe so that we don't use a whole bunch of Alfredo sauce for nothing, okay?
Right. Little snack. We're just gonna have a little snack.
Basically, you'll be able to eat these with a toothpick. They're hors d'oeuvres at this particular point, okay? All right, so we're gonna start off with our Alfredo sauce. Really simple, super easy to do. We're gonna put the pan on. I like to put it on high heat because I like to get it done real quick, but medium high is about good enough. So we'll start off with a little butter. Gonna just drop that in. Get that moving around the pan a little bit. Then what we're gonna do is put in some half and half cream. And we'll put in about that much, being that we don't have a whole lot of gnocchi to cover up, right? So just a little bit more. Let that go for a little bit. Oh, and you know what I almost forgot? Play something real quick while I try to find this. Okay, hang on, I gotta find it. It's in here somewhere.
I hope it's bacon.
It's here somewhere.
I hope it's bacon.
Oh, I got it somewhere here. Hang on. Okay, all right, we're good. Oh no, now my cream is perfect. Bacon. This is what a day.
Wow.
What a day this is. Okay, now the cream is not burning. We're good. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some cream cheese and about a tub of cream cheese, and we're gonna just throw it right in there like that. Okay.
Man.
And then it's gonna let that melt down. Get that all in there real nice. And then what we're gonna do is throw in some garlic. We got some already pre-minced garlic.
Nice.
We're just gonna toss a bunch of garlic in like that. Nice and garlicky. And then we're just gonna keep on stirring that cream cheese until it melts down. And you can already smell how great. Oh, we're gonna need a little bit more cream. Yeah, we'll throw the whole thing in, what the heck, because it's going to melt down. It's gonna reduce down to a nice thick cream once this cheese starts to go down. Okay, that's looking much better. So we got the garlic in there, got the cream cheese in there. We're gonna bring that to a boil, and if you're wondering what the heck's going on over here, it's bacon.
Well, I didn't see that. That's what you're getting over there. Okay,
that's it. We got the bacon right here.
We're all good.
So it's good to go, and what we're gonna do is just put a little bit of, you know what? We're gonna throw some gnocchi in there right now. Just gonna put a little bit in there.
Don't get too ahead of yourself now, though.
All right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so there we go.
Yeah, only half of that.
That's right.
Just in case.
Half the gnocchi. And we're going to, and we got bubbling going on over here.
You need a hand over there, Shaq, or
oh
you
my
got
God,
it?
things are happening here. It's happening way too fast. All right, so we're gonna put that in, let that go, turn that down just a little bit, come back here, see how that's nicely getting all thickened up. Oh, that looks good. Now, finish this baby off, put in a whole bunch of Parmesan cheese.
Oh, nice.
And there we go. Now we're gonna get that all nice and thickened up. We're gonna turn it down just a little bit because it's kind of popping all over the place. I forgot to put a little pepper in. Lots of pepper in. And just a pinch of salt because the cheese has already got salt in it. But just a pinch. And we will, and the cream cheese also has a little bit of salt in it as well too. And we are done. That's it for the Alfredo. We've got the gnocchi going on in the bacon here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this It's a lot of sauce for a little bit of gnocchi. But anyway, here it goes. It's going in the pool of Alfredo sauce. All that gnocchi. We're gonna move that around a little bit. It'll be just like kind of like bobbing for apples after we're done here. Just kind of take your chances with a fork and see if you can stick one in there. Okay, so that's done. We're gonna plate all this up and come back on Cooked with Shaq. I think we saved. Did we save the show?
We saved it.
I
You
think
saved
we're
it.
good.
Oh,
We'll be back right after this. Oh, here we are. Wow, that was a frantic show.
It was intense, man. There was a moment there where it was like, it's all or nothing.
Flying through us today. But you know what? It was an exciting show. We made gnocchi for the first time, and it actually turned out the second time we did it. But you know what? It all turned out okay. So we're gonna plate this up right now. We've got some of the gnocchi in some bacon.
Yeah, I mean, if anything,
Yeah, look at
we
that.
got the bacon.
Look at that. All right, so we're just gonna put that.
That does look really good.
Doesn't that look awesome?
That looks great.
And then we also have the gnocchi in the Alfredo sauce. By the way, if you're just tuning in and wondering what is gnocchi, gnocchi is flour, 1 egg, and 2 baked or cooked potatoes mashed up, okay? And do the recipe properly.
Yeah.
Use both cups of flour because the first time we did it, it didn't turn out so well.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that turned out good the second time around. There is your gnocchi with your Alfredo sauce. Oh, look at that sauce. Look at that sauce. I'm just going to drizzle it
Hey,
all
go
in
easy
there.
on the sauce now,
You
Shaq.
can't even see the gnocchi anymore. All right, there it is. Gnocchi and Alfredo sauce, gnocchi and bacon. Oh, it doesn't get much better than that.
No.
Thanks to Apollo Cruz. You've been hearing segments of their songs throughout the entire show of Cooked with Shaq in this episode. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next time on Cooked with Shaq.
Sponsored in part by the Saskatchewan pork producers. Pick pork any meal, anytime. Naturally lean, packed with protein and versatile. For recipes, information, and more, visit saskpork.com or visit us on Facebook. #PickPork.